Viewer discretion is advised. This is not a true presentation, it's more like a collective rambling work session. It's going to be 15 minutes long, and you're going to see how MetaFactory actually works from the inside out. If it's your kind of thing, it's going to be delicious.
Use each blank, which is the first conversation that I had with Winston way back when, which 2 weeks ago. Remember when ETH was $1,000 more expensive? It was great.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, so one of the things I think that we wanted to start doing is like putting together like a better Q&A and like documentation for like both like production process and also just, you know, general community Q&A. Like for example, someone asked me if there's a link where that explains like how the robot like claims work and, you know, how we do the distributions. We always just kind of mention it to people, but having kind of like a FAQ or kind of a documentation page somewhere would be good. So something like that, maybe in like.
I can help with that.
Oops.
I'm Nifty 50.
Give me a little second here. I have to lock some things down. I forgot to do this before.
Yeah, Nifty 50 has been doing like a killer job in terms of like answering those questions from the community. And then I know Crypto Accord, you were looking into like setting up that sort of thing too. There's like, there's one is just like the community token, that side of things. There's like, then there's the whole like production side of things for like technicians, kind of like an internal handbook. So maybe that could be like a way to like divide up that task.
Perfect. That's where community and story meet, right? Because I'm working on this as well on the other side, but more from a creative point. And if we can make the questions meet that text, would be great. So yeah. Who are these people?
I just created this documentation FAQ in like the customer service / community section. And then yeah, Nifty 50 said he'd like to work on that stuff.
And I can coordinate with, I think was Crypto Accord working on that as well.
Yeah.
Also, let's create a little working group and you guys can work with me on that actually. Perfect.
So, hey, I'm just trying to understand, like, first of all, this looks great and I'm already figuring it out, which is a really good thing. But I just want to like make sure I understand completely how to work with this Miro board. So each block has its own Kanban board, and then you add in like backlog, progress, done, and then how do technicians tag themselves into those things?
Well, what I think is that everybody should get their little Discord icon, like I did for core team, and add them close to it. And that's already, in my opinion, enough level of definition without us having to create a Trello and officially onboard people, etc. And then we can just keep tabs on each other, right?
Yeah.
That's my suggestion.
I think this is also a good place for people to kind of see who's working on what and what, you know, areas are kind of handled by people, so they know who to like talk to and work with on certain things.
And I definitely feel like we should add these little banners here because they contain the full Discord nickname, which is the easiest thing in the world to come and tag people. So if Nifty 50 and Crypto Accord Crypto Accord already did. So I'm going to just copy this guy into the working group and then copy myself into the working group. And then Nifty 50, I can just come and steal from my own Discord here. Open this. I just saw that there is an unanswered message from Nifty here on my thing. Cool.
Another thing that's, I guess, kind of related to the documentation stuff is on our website, like we have like the new website up and kind of some pages. but we definitely need to like improve on the copy and stuff. Like, for example, this page I'm dropping in the chat. So that the kind of copy we have there will probably be somewhat related to documentation. Like we'll want that to be kind of like an overview for people, assuming like our website's where a lot of people come through.
Yeah, okay, cool. So this is exactly what I'm working on, which got delayed because of this Creator GetUp initiative. And it's right here, Grow with Robots. This inner article website page, Grow with Robots. I'm just dropping the link in there. And then I can even drop my work in progress.
Also, regarding documentation, there was some feedback related to notifications when orders were taking a little bit longer than usual. Maybe we can do like automatic emails every week, every 2 weeks, just to notify people that we are on top of that and your order is still processing or something like that, so people don't freak out.
Yeah, that would be, we can add that. Order update after X weeks, order update email after X weeks. I added that to the customer service section.
Okay, so now the links are in there. Whoever has the CG in the background, is it impossible to turn it off?
Sorry.
Cool. Oh, there's 2 people waiting to get in. Shit.
I guess another thing for, I don't know if this fits in story or community, but we've been talking about having more like a public open community call /AMA/Clubhouse, like something like that. It'd be good to like kind of
definitely story.
Coordinate that.
Is it participative or is it broadcasting? That's kind of the
it depends, I guess. Like we could maybe have like get people to ask a bunch of, like have like an AMA tweet and like get a bunch of questions in and then answer them on Clubhouse or something. Clubhouse is kind of good for like maybe doing it as like both participatory and like broadcasting, where there's still like people can come in and listen, but still have a way to like come on stage if they want to ask or do something that way.
Do you want to just do you want to do it often or do you want to do it once?
I mean, like we can try once to start, but like ideally
let's
we'd be able to do it more frequently.
Let's do a house party episode.
Yeah, we could do that. Because yeah, like one thing I don't like about Clubhouse is like you lose the ability to like record it and have it available afterwards for people as well. I think it's nice to like have it for people who might have missed out. So yeah, we could do something on house party.
Suggesting it now.
Yeah, in terms of like the design technician stuff, like we have like new projects coming in and like kind of some in progress. I'm wondering like you guys probably talked about this before too. Like I remember reading something about like apprentice type setup where someone can like, shadow someone else in a certain channel. So it'd be good to kind of get a list of people who like want to like volunteer to like be a part of that so they can kind of train themselves to like be technicians. And then we can start to like add people to like random channels just so they can have some context and
I'm adding it
see
here.
where they can go.
Guys, start screenshotting your face into here. That's the most important part. The rest we'll figure out later.
Oh, another thing too, Cooper was telling me that we should apply for the right race on Mirror, that like Web3 blogging platform, mirror.xyz. He said like it'd be good to like do it sooner rather than later, so we can get in earlier before it gets like super competitive. And I think instead of hosting our content on Medium, it'd be good to like post it there.
Totally, I agree.
Yeah.
So mirror application story.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see what I think. Like we apply by writing an article. I'm not 100% sure exactly.
Yeah, it's like I think that's the primary way is via like rounds of voting.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's
So
like a
creator get up in terms of how much work it gives to me is finding its conclusion, and I can go back to writing. We can still have some meetings if you guys want, but mostly like to check how things are going. Can be like a 20-minute meeting instead of a 40-minute meeting. Can be the same time, Mondays, etc. I am a little bit disappointed because I don't see new faces showing up. I definitely want to see Veronica's face here. I want to see Miguel. Yes, exactly. Come.
Yeah, I'm screenshotting my stuff.
I know when you don't, when you have a PC, screenshotting is a slightly more annoying task.
Yes, it is.
Right, and I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for the patience of like watching this program shape up over 3 weeks. Definitely has been a little bit of a journey. But yeah, figuring out as we go along is what it is. Ahmad, do you have any feedback? Any things we can add to the process?
Yeah, I'm just gonna add under like the dev
Yeah,
side,
we need one of these for dev for sure. Let me
so
copy
like
this.
in terms of the actual like dev tasks and tracking and all that, like we'll probably like do that internally within the dev team, like with GitHub and all that stuff. And I encourage even like other sort of working groups to like, you know, like we don't necessarily need like one central like source of truth in terms of like project management. Like I think this thing is like the most we need in terms of getting a general overview of who's who, like what's being worked on, but kind of in the specific like micro tasks and like all that sort of stuff, feel free to kind of consider like a working group like its own like entity that can like operate and, you know, coordinate amongst themselves however it seems fit, without needing to like synchronize with the whole like larger group.
Totally.
So yeah, for me, I'm just gonna put like, you know, set up a weekly sync for developers. I've been onboard some other developers, and then yeah, like for our tasks and like what we're specifically going to do, we can handle that like with the dev team internally. I don't think any of them showed up to this call, but not that they needed to either. I kind of thought this was, or assumed this was more of like the creative side of things. So yeah, I'm happy to like take care of that. Yeah.
I'm going to call the dev team the metaverse team. Or is that inaccurate? Just call it metaverse team.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say dev team for clarity.
I really like this idea of the little squads that form and then have little like groups that approach something together.
Yeah.
Felipe, I've just one question. Could you walk me through the like how you see garment and production, research and development, design and production?
I was just creating
like
the future fashion team.
How do those three like differentiate and relate?
What do you mean three?
Like garment and production, research and development, and then design, and then production.
Yeah, I thought those
mostly looking at design because I'm a little confused.
Yeah, it seems like there's a bit of overlap. Like I think maybe garment production, R&D, and production can probably be merged into one like thing. They both have production partners and like blank curation, testing, all that stuff, and then
I just
so
separated
basically
it
that
up
can be like
because
that
one
can
is
be
daily
like
daily
the
small cycles, like dealing with specific little projects, and
yeah.
the
I
other
think
one
that's
affects
like
the entire manufacturing.
I think the former is like design / like technician stuff, so that yellow card in the bottom left, and then the garment production R&D is like all the other stuff we're doing in terms of like sourcing better blanks and the zero waste design stuff and all that like
No, cool. Let me
type of
defend
thing.
why they're separated, right? There's no reason why the designer guy has to be the guy that does the emailing with the production partner, right? So for example, if you don't have any specific hard skills and you want to be involved with MetaFactory, you can definitely jump in production. It's the easiest one. And we can just have like that, you're the contact with this production partner, blah, blah. Like Veronica, for example, is now hunting for Polish partners. If we do find one and choose a blank, which is the process of production and R&D, and we try to use it, and she manages this is just production. It's not R&D. That's my view. If you guys agree or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. But like even just like the like production partners research and production partners is like I feel like one of these would like be so small that it's not worth having as a separate category, but for the sake of your layout, I think it's fine to just keep it as is. Because I know it's
so
going to mess with the layout. So.
Because symmetry is beautiful. But no, there's another thing. There's one applicant called Trevor. I don't know if he's here. He's like a fashion designer and he wants to just produce new designs of clothes, not necessarily apply designs to clothes, right? That's why it's separated in that direction.
Okay, so I would say maybe production. By production, you mean technician?
Yeah, technician.
And then like maybe the tasks, we can maybe change it to like mock-up and placement. Instead of production partners, maybe like project manage collabs.
Yep, go for it.
Okay. And then yeah, design could be, yeah, that's another thing too. Like I can start to see that there might be a need for you know, just having like a pool of like fashion designers or like graphics designers, artists who aren't coming up with like necessarily like the layout and deciding the fabrics and stuff, but just making the designs for some of these projects that don't have like sort of a strong existing designer idea. You know, a lot of them just come with like, here's our logo, let's put it on a shirt, just because they have nothing better. But having a pool of people that can sort of ideate and take it to the next level
that's the design side for sure. So I'm going to create one here. Future fashion is linked to garment and production. So let me just lock this. No, not lock it. I want a group.
Ideally, that'd be kind of a self-sufficiency thing where like if somebody is like primarily working as a technician and in that field, like they should kind of have that pipeline and like their own little lists and relationships with some of the artists and designers a bit, because that's kind of in my thought process is if they're working with somebody who doesn't have a designer, you know, that'd be kind of their next question when working with a brand would be like, okay, well, let me hook you up with the appropriate artist or designer. We'll get them plugged in.
Yeah, I've kind of been doing that in terms of like, you know, I see like some of the designers that did some stuff, I kind of like bring them into a channel like on a manual basis. But I imagine it will be like a lot of like information asymmetry in terms of people knowing like who are the available designers and stuff. So this kind of like relates to the curation game as well. And we can start to like mock what that would feel like in terms of, you know, we have a list of like, you know, these player cards we talked about. We have a list of like the designers and creatives who are available that we can then ping to see like if they're interested in working on certain stuff. And, you know, maybe it's somewhere in the Notion, we have like in our like database of, you know, here's the people that are available to help on coming up with designs. And then, you know, even of that like group of designers, maybe there could be like a like leader of that group, or sort of like the head of that sort of squad that can, you know, help seek out more designers and onboard them, and, you know, bring them into that like pool of talent that we can pull on.
Yeah, 100%.
It would be so great if we managed to get Penguin on this call. He has his own little creator getup, mini creator getup program going on.
What are the form submissions under design?
It's that dealing with the form submissions that we get from the website, that one that you shared with me. If you could link
Yep.
that notion to the form. So this is another thing that I need help with. Like, ideally, all of these things, or at least the relevant ones, would be linked to their relative source of information, right? So like, I'm gonna do it for example, the story and social media ones. Is locked, or what's the story here?
Would the form submissions be better
In community
done by the technicians
or
if they're gonna be the project managers of that
Yeah.
specific collab?
Possibly.
Because then like
Yeah.
the first touch point can be the technician, and then the technician can find the pool of designers. So here, I'll switch this to form submissions.
Feel free. Yeah, I think I should definitely share the screen for the recording. I should definitely share the Miro. That would be way cooler for people to watch. So give me a sec. Just keep it like here. Okay. So for recording purposes, here it is, the current state of this board. The teams are being born. Some of them are using tasks. Some of them are not, but at least you know who to reach out to. I would love that everybody on this call is somehow on this board. And if there is any questions or negative feedbacks, that these things also get, how would you say, recorded here, just write a comment or just write in pink bright letters. Why does it annoys you? I'll take it all.
This is interesting. I've never seen Miro.
Never used Miro before?
It's kind of cool.
It's deliciously ugly and functional.
Which is your exact MO. You
Yeah,
first conversation with you, like, I like to work fast and ugly. Let's go. I'm like, all right.
So we have 8 minutes, 25 seconds left on the call, which is exactly the time I take to smoke a cigarette. So I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the action.
And again, what are you gonna do in the documentation working group? I don't know.
You should add yourself there for sure. Like it's all the stuff in the story list right there. Winston is the leader of the future fashion one.
Mhm.
Definitely.
For the hunting, for the
You could also maybe go work with the flock guys because they prefer mostly to work in Spanish. And
What?
like their English like is sometimes like it's good, but you can totally feel that they're not having the most fun. And if they're speaking Spanish, they're having way more fun.
I should go for a translator.
No. They don't
I
need
mean-
translation. I'm just saying that because you
I mean-
speaks perfect Spanish, you could join them.
Which
Um,
one? You've
the
said
branding team,
the branding. Cool.
and they're very talented, which helps in terms of being fun to work with.
Oh, I didn't see that. It was here up. Cool.
Another thing that I would like to see happening is sort of competent designers, like technicians, designers working with creatives to set up entire brands or series, which is what me and you were trying to do, Veronica, but then work got in the way, school got in the way, etc.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to try this experience and you want to learn more about software and thinking things out, I'm trying to create like a series called Elementary Complexity. And it's probably not going to be very fast, but we have a first design ready that I wanted to launch. And I paused it because I was waiting for the new, better validated blanks to show up. And they're incoming soon. And Winston, I definitely want to help you with this, documenting the new blanks and creating sort of at least a spreadsheet or a table in Notion with like the names and the link and the picture and the mockup files and making these things available. Is this already moving or?
Yeah, we have the table. It's still just waiting for the actual physical sample. So there's two aspects to new blanks. One is really.
Can you link this table here?
What?
On the technician? Can you link the table here on the technician thing?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
because then I get to work.
There's two things about new blanks. One is blanks from our new production partners that are just better quality blanks. And then there's actually innovative pattern construction, creating new blanks. So
yeah, I'm definitely more focused on the new ones that are better quality and are not complicated production cycles at the moment.
Right. Yeah. So that I will link into technician.
Winston, did this company reply to the one that we were discussing
They
the other day?
didn't. Not yet. No.
Okay, I will throw them a call tomorrow.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
All right, so Hamad and call Drew, and maybe we can bring more people and make a house party episode next week.
Yeah, I'm done.
Awesome. It's 8 o'clock Berlin time. So when this call ends on Thursday.
Okay. That
Check if you
works
have
for
time.
me.
It's a 2 hours before our community call.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Consider it scheduled.
Dope. Okay, cool. So I'm wondering too, like, we kind of like put people in all these different like groups and categories. Do you think it might be worth setting sort of like a group lead or some sort of like, this is the point of contact / person responsible for like pushing
I think
things along.
it makes sense that it would be the core team people until like we can responsibly say, hey, the core is growing.
Okay.
Should we just put? Oh, I see. Okay.
What was the question? Just for registration purposes?
Don't mind me. I'm literally just thinking out loud with my mouth.
Okay.
Don't mind me. I feel at ease without my camera on. Maybe a little too at ease.
All good. So I'm wondering what this branding team exactly is for.
To support Flock or maybe grow the branding team. There's space for entire agencies to come create stuff and help. It's kind of a little bit of a cycle. Like things starts in story and documentation, and they need to be fleshed out. And also, whatever the dev team is working on needs to be communicated. Like it's a cycle thing. I think I start to see it happening in my head.
Because like the main, I think, like branding initiative that's happening right now is the photo shoot that we're doing with like the product photography and stuff. I'm wondering like what other sort of like branding tasks there are.
I mean, I definitely wish I had perm for the tweets, that we would set up a tweet deck thing. Okay, so set up tweet deck. The photography is in progress. Yeah, so this copy on the page robot is actually already on story. So here I'm gonna say apply improved copy. This is something I can carry through.
All right, let me go back to the board.
One question about the form submissions. So how do we proceed with those? Because I feel like when I read them, I don't want to put in like a automatic kind of gatekeeper thing where I'm like, oh, this person yes, this person not. But at the same time, I don't know if I should just be opening channels for everybody. So
I think you should totally be a gatekeeper, because you're the most attractive and endearing person in the entire team. So if somebody has to be an asshole, it should be you.
Well, that's the way to set me up.
Yeah, I think like it's just, it'll probably just be like use your what's the word for it?
Discernment.
Yeah, like you use your own judgment in terms of like if it's whatever their idea is and whatever their community / like artist is, if it's like a compelling enough thing for us to take on, then we can do it, you know, in terms of like difficulty and what it is.
Have you?
Yeah, that's kind of been my criteria of like, first and foremost, are they asking for some crazy custom getup? In which case, I'm just saying no for now. And unless it's like a really, you know, but there haven't been any massive projects that have come through through the form. And then I will go into more of a like design discernment.
Yeah. So I've noticed too, a lot of people, if they have enough conviction, they'll like end up DMing or in the Discord or kind of like, you know, posting multiple times about like wanting to collab. So that is also some way to like kind of self-filter people. If they kind of just like drop it in the form once and don't like reach out again, then maybe it's not like something they're super excited about. But yeah.
And if you ever need someone to like follow up on that or something, if the form submissions get a little overloaded, feel free to reach out to me. Wes, Winston,
Consider yourself officially reached out to, man. Where's that form submissions link?
Yeah,
it's in
Notion. Lock me in there. I'll do a reconnaissance.
Edit in here. Edit on this little guy here.
Yeah.
One thing I did see in there that was like that piqued my interest was the guy from Ridge Wallets. They make these like custom metal engraved wallets and stuff. So like they do like I'm pretty sure they do like collabs with like brands and people all the time. So we wouldn't have to like, we could do like a custom MetaFactory like metal wallet, but like not have to worry about all the production side of things. So that might be something to see if they're interested in. But yeah, like it'd be great if like, you know, one of you guys want to like lead that, especially like with something like that. It's like you don't need the full context of all the fashion production side of things. It's mostly just like engaging with them and seeing what we can do.
Okay, cool.
Can I ask?
Yeah, of course.
Always.
Okay, I'm from Africa. Actually, I'm Nigerian. I've been on the MetaFactory for a really long time, for like a month plus now, and I've been following the developments and stuff. And honestly, I'm such a huge fan. It's so bad that like today on the drop like of the bankless DAO shirts, I literally had about $70 left, like just free money, and I had to sell at a loss so that I could buy it, because like I don't know, I'm just such a huge fan. Anyway, I wanted to ask,
At least you're getting 45% of it back.
fair, but like I had to tune into this because I'm trying to ask if are the collaborations only for established like organizations or DAOs or like actual established crypto projects, or are you trying to plug in new artists and creatives into the space as well? And like, what's the process of that? Like, I came at the end of when I think it was Drew. No. I don't know who was explaining. Yeah, Felipe. I think it was Felipe that was talking about. He just finished talking about MetaFactory when I had entered the call the second time. So I don't really know if he talked about that, but I wanted to know if there's provision for creatives that are just coming into the space.
Should be fine.
Like to collaborate with MetaFactory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the whole goal of the Creator Get Up program is that you self-define your level of comfort, and there's tasks of all like levels of difficulty. And basically, I think what we all agree on is kind of that there's only one way to get on with crypto in general, which is do the thing. I can't tell like how many people have reached out to me over the last few weeks, like, oh, I want to buy some crypto. How do I do it? I was like, how do I do it to make like a yield and make free money? I was like, basically my advice to everybody is like, unless you love it, you're going to get wrecked. You know, do it for the right reason, do the thing, try the thing, get on, stake, try, lose money, lose time. Unfortunately, MetaFactory is still very, very organic, right? So it's mostly about
for the profit, paid for the tech.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'd say like definitely like we want to use this as like, you know, a platform for, you know, to like, you know, connect artists with like opportunities to like do these sort of designs, both like whether they have their own designs they want to launch, and also like, you know, matching different like projects or, you know, communities with artists or designers that can, you know, design, you know, come up with cool stuff for them if they don't have like an existing designer or artist to come up with stuff. So yeah, like feel free to like post stuff in Discord, like there's like the product ideas and other channels, like, you know, drop links to like existing like work that might have been done, or like ideas you have, and we can like open up channels and like get you added into like you know, create stuff. It's pretty open. It's like just you know, the door's open, you just have to like walk through it pretty much. So feel free to walk through it, and if you don't know where the door is, you can ask whoever.
Kick a wall, it will open for you. Kick a wall down. So the good side is there is endless opportunity. There's so many things to do, and so that's a good side. The bad side is it's a little bit less than straightforward, and we admit it. Like it's a bit, you have to keep poking, you know. And the whole thing with the Creator Get Up is to try to make it a little bit more navigable. I hope today helped. So you feel free to give some feedback on what's missing. What else could we do to make you feel like it's open?
Okay, thank you so much. Actually, I there's my friend who is also, she's really intrigued with NFTs, and she actually asked me to help her because she's not crypto savvy. So she asked me to help her purchase some MetaFactory merch because she just really liked the idea. But she's also a designer. So I just talked to her now and I was like, would you like to hop on this? Like, would you like to share? Because she has a portfolio of things that she does, and she doesn't share with anyone. So I was just like, would you mind like just sharing this? It doesn't matter. I don't know. So I already sent the Discord to her, and she's going to hop in on it at any time. So she'll probably reach out sometime this week or something.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank
Awesome.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, like tell her to post her portfolio in one of the chats. And then yeah, we can see like what we can start designing and moving forward. Like literally if you just like come with a design and be like, hey, I want to make this thing, and then we can start like getting into it. It's the DAO stuff is like open like that. So yeah, definitely.
It's a little hard to believe,
like,
right?
yeah, we see it a lot too, like people using this sort of thing as like a way to onboard people into crypto, kind of as like in this like scope limited thing, but getting involved in the community, earning robot, having the stake in the community and sort of getting connected that way. It's a good like funnel for people.
Yeah, I agree. I actually agree.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I am just adding some links. I think in terms of this call, I think we reached our goals. I'm actually very, very happy. If I'm not making jokes or speaking loudly and fast, it means I'm actually calm and happy. So it's a good sign. And thank you so much, because when I started this thing 3 weeks ago, I had no idea where it's gonna end up, and it's coming together pretty cool.
Yeah, I see this as really, really being helpful in terms of like the way to get involved thus far has been to be really specific about what you want to make, and then things can move forward. But what's been missing is having a skill that you can add to a project and being able to find out what that project is. So hopefully this Creator Getup is exactly the kind of like transparency that you don't get on Discord if you're new, but if you really want to get involved on more of the back end, then you can come in here and see what's going on. And then if you have a skill that matches, you can jump in.
That's pretty awesome. Sorry, I didn't catch your name, person from Nigeria, because I was looking at the computer.
Okay, my name is Chidera. I don't know if you can pronounce it. My name is
Chidera or
Chidera.
Chidera?
Chidera.
Chidera? Is that okay?
Yes,
So one thing, like a favor you could do to me is just share this with your friend and see if this makes any difference in their sensation of understanding.
Okay, I will. The recording?
Or just the map itself, because the recording will take like an hour of somebody's life, and the map should hopefully...
The map might be more confusing with no context, but yeah,
Sorry,
whatever works.
The map? Did you say the map?
Yeah,
the map as in the Miro board.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will.
I mean, not just share it, also have a conversation. Don't make it a puzzle for them to crack, but like...
I will. I will try to make it as normie friendly as possible.
Hey, it's just a group of friends doing stuff on the internet, right? This is just like a very...
It's actually funny, but like I am even the one prompting her. I'm like, yo, come do this. Like, and she's like, no. It's actually hilarious.
I mean,
but
it's
like,
not too different.
I'm really grateful for spaces like these that like give people opportunities to like easily just plug in,
Yeah.
I feel like when I told her about it, she was like, it's not that easy. And I'm like, it really is. It is.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Yeah, people aren't used to like these sort of things, in the traditional world. There's always a catch, there's always like, if someone's trying to like get you to do something like this, it's usually like because it's more beneficial to them and than to you. But
Exploit you.
yeah, with the DAO and community first, like positive sum culture, it's not like that. But yeah, it's until you get into it, it's hard to sort of wrap your head around it.
Yeah, definitely it is. But thank you for the opportunity. For everybody actually that's making Robot possible, because I keep telling my friends how like this is the first DAO I'm actually invested. This is my first experience of a DAO. And with Robot, I'm literally looking out for DAOs because I just feel like, I don't know, I kind of have things to give. Particularly for Robot, I'm not an artistic, creative person per se. So I don't know if I can give my input on community things for now. Okay. But I feel like I have a lot of like ideas I have to offer. So like it just got me really excited because I actually didn't know I didn't know how DAOs operated or like what they were about. So it got me reading and like just got me really interested. And what you guys are doing for the space is actually crazy. And what I'm particularly waiting for is the thing about the whole thing with the clothes, will I call them ergonomic clothes? I don't know whose drop it is, but like I'm really excited to see things like that getting developed for like actual reasons, like preventing fabric waste and just making clothes more comfortable and easier suited to people, irrespective of size. I'm like, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. Good to hear. That's my apologies for delaying that project, but it's definitely still gonna happen. So
there are many things in the works, but we just like, I don't know. I think I speak for everyone. I think I just wake up, do stuff, go to bed, wake up, do stuff, go to bed. Mm-hmm. And whatever gets done kind of vibe. It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, it's barely been 7 months. Is it 6 months yet? I literally just joined like in February or so, in March. I don't know how long the DAO has been on for, but I'm guessing it's still very young. So there's no pressure.
It's September last year, right? Around.
Oh.
No, wait.
That we actually started putting.
I think that was more. I'd say the start of 2020, where we like started like having real progress. The idea and kind of formation originally was like September 2019 or October 2019. That was like the original sort of seed idea, and then it was until like January 2020 is like when sort of the team started forming and started like doing the things.
One thing I want to say too, in case this sounds a little bit truth pilly, but I think like I had no idea when I joined how quickly the attention and the excitement around MetaFactory would grow. And so this possibility of releasing something that is like truly long-term thinking and building around more thoughtful use of fabric and more thoughtful forms for the body, I think with the kind of audience that we have now, the potential for impact is even bigger. So I'm really interested in these kind of long-term builds, and it's been incredible just like seeing how many projects are coming through, and totally worth the shift of focus for the time being to make those things happen.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I definitely agree.
All right, I need to pop out, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it. The creators have gotten up. Let's meet next Monday and see if anything has shifted in our heads. And hopefully next Monday, I will have turned our collective efforts into a streamlined presentation, and then turn it into actual educational material that people can watch like in 5 minutes. And if Crypto Accord wanna help me with that or things like that.
Steve, yeah, for sure. I'll get with you and kind of bounce things throughout the week.
And group leaders, feel free to set up your own calls, your own schedules, and round up your troops and collaborators and friends to do stuff. See you all soon.